SLC family. So by now, you should all be well aware that we were again certified a great place to work. So 2023 was our fourth year participating in this survey, our annual team member satisfaction survey, and it was our company's fourth year in a row of being certified a great place to work. So we've been certified a great place to work in every year we participate. And even more important than the certification, we have improved the participation rate and the results, our team member satisfaction, have both gone up every year. And so what's extra exciting this year is that because our results have been so positive the prior 3 years, so not even including this year's survey, 2023, which was our best year yet, Fortune has named us one of the top workplaces in aging services, which is the category that they use to classify retirement communities. And so what that means is that our scores, our trust index, our team member satisfaction score has consistently been so far above other companies in our industry that they have ranked us one of the best places to work in the country. I would just add that this recognition is, it's not for the company, it's not for me. This recognition is for every team member that works in our communities, and we should all be proud of it. Our workplaces, our communities are only as good as the people that work in them and people that live in them. So we should really all be, proud and take full ownership of it because we all earned it together. And so the purpose of today's video and what I'd like to do today is go over the company's overall results with everyone and talk about next steps for becoming an even greater place to work. So the results this year looked like this. Our participation was 90%. So 9 out of 10 team members gave their feedback. That is fantastic. And so that score, it bests last year's participation rate by 6%, which is a dramatic improvement, and particularly from our inaugural year's 62% participation. So 2019, we had 62% of our team members, 6 out of 10. This year, we're all the way up at 9 out of 10. So we're getting even more feedback, even more voices are being heard. And this is so important to us because more responses equals more feedback, which equates to more opportunities to improve, in addition to our community being an overall certified a great place to work. What I'd also like to add is not only was our overall company certified, so was each individual community. We get a score, we get results for every single community. Every community gets an individual score. And every community had high trust indexes, or positivity scores, so all 15 communities were again certified a great place to work. So what was the score? What was the results? Again, 90% participation. Our overall trust index score, which is the score, the percentage of positives, was 79%. So we had 79% positive scores, 15% neutral or indifferent, and 6% negative. So, if we were to say that another way, 94% of our team members ranked us as being, solid place to work to great place to work. Again, 79% great place to work. I'm very positive, and just 6% negative, which is still 6% too many. When we first started this survey 4 years ago, our score was 70% positive, not bad, but not as good as it is now, 19% neutral, and 11% negative. So we've increased the high satisfaction percentage and decreased the neutral and negative percentages in each year that we've participated, which is fantastic. It shows that we continue to focus on your feedback and continue to get better as company. And so I just want to thank you all again for participating and practicing radical candor with us. We do listen. This survey is very important, and as evidenced by us continuing to improve our scores, we've been doing something with it. So the big question now, of course, is we did this survey, what's next? Did a survey, got the results, that's fantastic. What's next? So each of your leadership teams is reviewing your community score, the individual department scores, so dining, housekeeping, maintenance, skilled nursing, assisted living, memory care, so on and so forth, including the submitted comments. So if you keyed in something we're doing well, we want to know so we can keep doing it. If you typed in something we need to fix, a problem you have, we need to know that so we can improve, so we can fix it. And so what your leaders are going to do, they're going to focus on what we call the movable middle. Basically, that means the things that we can control, the things that will have the biggest impact. These are the categories, again, where we make the biggest impact on team member satisfaction by increasing the largest amount of people, moving those that are in a large group of neutral or inconsistent opinion or feedback on something. How do we move those groups to positive? And so for our company overall, the top 5 focus areas, Moveable Middle, are these in this order, although a lot of the scores are, the top 5 are almost the same. So number 1, credibility. That's the category this falls into. Management hires people who fit in well here. So 70% of you ranked us as high, and 23%, the Moveable Middle, ranked us as inconsistent. Number 2 falls into the category of pride. People look forward to coming to work here. 70%, again, of you ranked us high, and 23% inconsistent, the Moveable Middle. Number 3 is in the camaraderie category. You can count on people to cooperate. 70% of you ranked us high, 22% inconsistent. The 4th is fairness. Promotions go to those who best deserve them. Again, 70% ranked us high, and 21% inconsistent. And then number 5, the last of those top 5 categories, also falls into the pride section of the category, and it's people here are willing to give extra to get the job done. 70% ranked us high, and 21% inconsistent. So these will vary community to community and department to department. What I went over was the overall average, and certainly at least 2 to 3 of those are applicable to every community. Again, wouldn't be our company's average overall if that wasn't the true, but there's some nuance or variation by community. Each of our team members is unique, as is each of our communities, and each leadership team will be focused on what is most important to you and your community based on the feedback that you and your community submitted. And so you should expect the following from us. You should have these expectations of us. 1, that your leadership team shares with you the results of your community and department scores, and 2, that they tell you what your movable middle is and what action steps they plan to take to improve. We've asked that every community team do this through an all-star meeting, which is what we call an all-team member, all-staff meeting, or all-star meeting. We've also asked that any of the low-hanging fruit items or silly stuff, things that should never have been a problem to begin with, I'll say, and can immediately be addressed. We've asked that every team just knocks those things out. These are commonly items that came up in some of the comments that we received. I'll give an example. Maybe someone said, hey, I have a broken piece of equipment and I'm not able to get my job done. Well, that should never happen. We can take care of that right away, practically snap of the fingers. And so teams are told, knock that stuff out. Show that we listened, we heard, we reacted, we're doing something about your feedback. You should expect that from us. And I'll mention our track record the past 4 years. It shows that we've listened, we've responded, we continue to improve, and we still have plenty of room to go. And so something I also think that's important to point out with this year's survey, and it's pretty interesting, we've started to see this a couple years in a row now, and that's a lot of that movable middle or focus areas for us are actually categories that our frontline team members, not our managers, again, our frontline team members, not our managers, have the most influence over. For example, in that camaraderie category, you can count on people to cooperate. That's about one another. That's about our peers. Another one of our top 5 as a company in the pride category was people here are willing to give extra to get the job done. Again, that's about peers. We as managers can, we can influence that, and as leaders we can influence the environment so that people are more inclined to cooperate, give extra effort, that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, that is very much so about peers, about the workplace, that we all make it. So it's something that we all need to work on together. And so, I'd also add, just as a reminder of that, and just reiterate it further, some of you may have heard this saying before, those closest to the problem are those closest to the solution. And again, so like I said, those in leadership positions can certainly influence these things, but ultimately it is up to one another as fellow teammates to be the change that you want to see. So there's over 2,800 of us across our communities and home office, a lot of people. What is exciting about that is we all get to influence whether this is a great place to work or not, and that's pretty cool. So again, wanted to give you all some results, tell you about how fantastic of a job that you all are doing and that you're helping making our communities a great place to work. and live. Appreciate your participation. Want you to know what we're going to be doing with the survey results. Again, hold us to those expectations. We will hold ourselves to them. You can help hold us accountable, as we all need to do with one another. Thank you for letting your voices be heard. If you don't practice radical candor and give us good feedback, we cannot get better, at least not as fast paced as which we'd like to. These results are overall very exciting, and I'm so excited about the focus it gives us to continue improving. The Weather Life is for all of us. We hope you'll continue to stick with us and help us become an even greater place to work and live. You are appreciated. I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday.